America live.
Yeah, we're back.
As you know, as many of you know, Rob Gronkowski came out of retirement to join the New England Patriots. And there's obviously quite a bit of buzz. Some people think that he'll go to the Super Bowl, others not. We're going to open up this discussion with Joseph Amenderis. Joseph, what do you say?
Hey, Zennie, thank you. So initially, the last feed we had, I was asking Donald. There was one of two things I thought was going on, which Donald reiterated. Well, my main question was, I thought one of two things happened. Was A, he did not like playing with Belichick anymore. As Donald pointed out, it became too much of a business, as a job, as a struggle, as opposed to something he enjoyed doing. And the second thing I thought was, he was complaining when he did retire that his body just was not recovering as fast, and he was not interested in playing because of his health. Now, one of two things happened was either he got a lot better, he realized that he can continue performing, but again, what I think happened was he just didn't like playing with Belichick. And so my question to Donald was, what do you think? What was the reason?
And I totally agree that these two guys were done with the Belichick way. I don't even like to call it the Patriot way. It is really the Belichick way that they were tired of. I mean, Tom Brady, no matter how you feel about him, he's a superstar. And he wasn't being, I really don't think that he was being treated like a superstar with the Belichick way. Same thing with Gronkowski. Both these guys are aging veterans, and I look at how Belichick has treated his aging veterans before, and you look at some of the guys that the Raiders got from Bill Belichick, and they were cut early. They were cut well before they probably should have. For what? To save a little bit of money, to bring in the next younger guy. So yeah. Well, this is what I'm looking forward to now. Now that Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski don't have to do things the Belichick way, what's their demeanor going to be like and their attitude going to be like moving forward? I know they're going to still carry some of the things that they learned from Bill Belichick, but I'm just wondering, are they going to show a little bit more emotion this coming season, if there's a season, going forward?
They're going to lose. They're going to lose big time. And I'll tell you why Bill Belichick took the moves that he did. And it was based on a book that I fired back in my apartment in Oakland. I pull off the shelf and I show you this right here.
Bill Walsh.
It's called Building a Champion. If you're a true football fan, which you guys are, you need to have this book in your bookshelf, and you need to read it cover to cover. This book talks about it. Basically, if you read that book, you can come away ready to run a football team. I'm not kidding you. No kidding. Okay. It talks about everything. If somebody said to me tomorrow, would you take the job of being president of Carolina Panthers, I would say yes. I'm ready to do that. My friend Kofi Bonner was president of the Cleveland Browns. And it's more than just football players. It's having enough money to be able to pay the light bill. Okay. So the reason why Bill Walsh would let players go in their prime, like Joe Montana, is because it's a matter of a stock market. You buy low and you sell high. Okay. So what happens is that more often than not, the teams that get the players the Patriots had get them when they bought them at a high price in terms of free agency. But the Patriots never had to pay a high price in terms of draft picks, in terms of releasing them. And so in fact, they always waited until they were free agents. The Patriots didn't have to worry about anything.
I kind of agree with you on that. The Raiders gave away 2 first-round draft picks for Richard Seymour.
Bill Walsh started that, okay? And Bill Belichick is very much a follower of that way. And he recognizes the very cold sentence that I'm about to utter. Football is a business. And if you hang on to players, and Coach Walsh said this, I had the pleasure of interviewing Coach Walsh in 1994 when I was writing for the Montclarian. So Coach Walsh would say to you, look, you don't want to get too sentimental about a player. And what you all are talking about is sentimentality. Now, what Montana did when he went to the Chiefs, he would say, why was he somewhat successful there? It's because he went to a team that had as an offensive coordinator Paul Hackett, who learned the Bill Walsh offense from Bill Walsh. So and coached with the Niners. So Montana was able to say, okay, I'm not going to a place that doesn't run my system. By contrast, Brady is going to a place that not only doesn't run his system, the philosophy is totally warped. The difference between Bruce Arians and Bill Belichick is that Bill Belichick in 2006 was so enamored with what Florida was doing in Urban Meyer and what we now call the read option. He sent Josh McDaniels down there to pick up elements from that offense. What Josh McDaniels learned, they poured into the 2007 New England Patriots offense with its myriad number of short passing plays. They ran the table all the way to the Super Bowl. The only reason they lost that Super Bowl, which I was at, 50-yard line, 3 stories up, and I've got the only video of that entire final drive right here at Zennie62 on YouTube. The only reason that the Patriots lost is because they got away from their short passing game. They went to a deeper passing game, thinking they were going to trip up the Giants, but it played right into the hands of the Giants' amazing front four until Brady turned out and got harassed a lot. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Tom at Tampa, because they don't have their stuff together when it comes to coordination. Tom Brady is not an offensive coach. He's not an offensive line coach. He's not drawing up and designing all the plays. And he's got to deal with players who have a different way and a different mentality. And maybe he didn't like the way Bill Belichick talked to him. Maybe Bill Belichick consistently broke him down. But Bill Belichick broke him down to build up a better him as a player. And look, I don't feel sorry for Tom as far as money. He had, you ever seen on Zillow his mansion that he gave up in Brookline, Massachusetts? Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. Oh, poor baby. He's got to give up that mansion for something better in Florida while everybody is trying to figure out how to make money during the pandemic. Wow. Please.
I don't feel sorry for none of them.
No.
But my thing is, I can understand where he's coming from. I can totally understand where he's coming from as a human. Because I've been there before. I've been not on the NFL level, but as far as a grunt, and everybody's striving for something, and you've been doing this for years. I mean, when you're young and you get in and you're going to foreign countries and you're training hard and you got all these guys with you, you're laser focused. But then by the time you turn around and you look and you're 35, you're 36, you turn around and you actually want to smell the roses. You actually want to see, you actually want to have some fun.
Hey, wait a moment. Hey, JB, thanks for joining us, man. Good night. We'll see you. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Just want to say.
Yeah, you actually want to have some fun, and you want to. You actually want to collaborate with the fellas, with the guys.
Well, and that circles back to the original question. What reason did he retire? Because I know we could go off in different tangents, but my point was, obviously he wasn't having fun, or he just didn't like playing with Belichick anymore. So the fact that he's going to go play with Brady again, that's his old offensive teammate that he enjoyed playing with. So I think that's the issue that was one of the main questions that we answered.
I think that Tom Brady has a little LeBron James whispering in his ear, thinking, "Hey, look, I built my team, and I've done it several times, and maybe you can build your own." But the difference is that when you're building a team in the NFL, you have to have the buy-in entirely from the coach. It can't just be, okay, you have this one player, but you don't have Josh McDaniels, you don't have the offensive line coach, which means you don't have the techniques. The Patriots offense is fundamentally different than the Buccaneers offense, all the way down to the use of space, all the way down to the use of slide blocking, which the Buccaneers have not mastered at all, and the Patriots are the masters of. And if you understand why Tom Brady didn't get sacked a lot in New England, look at how they use the slide block. Just pay attention only to that when you look at the films, all right? It is amazing. So if I'm Bill Belichick, I'm like, hey, you know what? You think you can do better away from me and with all that I taught you, and you're not going to bring that to another team? Bye-bye. I let him go. Fine. Bye.
So let me ask you, Zennie, what do you think Gronkowski came back?
Went in the sun in Florida with his girlfriend, frolicking on South Beach with some money with his buddies. Oh, and by the way, he gets to get paid for football. Because look, Gronk, he likes to do it with Tom Brady. And Tom asked him to. And hey, let's face it. Look, the last time we saw Gronkowski out, and he loves the limelight, he was on CNN New Year's, bashing a figurine of one of the stars of the New Year's show. All right. Now, he did that because he's still, like many athletes, likes the notoriety, like the roar of the crowd and the adulation. And what way to get that better than to go to another team who happens to be quarterbacked by one of your great friends? Not bad.
Hey,
now Gronkowski's what, 27 or 28, right?
Say again?
Gronkowski is 27 or 28.
He's 30.
Oh, he's 30 now. Okay. Okay. Because that could be one of the reasons.
O.J. Howard and Rob Gronkowski is going to be crazy. That is going to be a crazy, crazy combination out there on the field.
It's going to be great, but my question is, again, how much time is he going to have in the pocket under Arians' system? It's not. I mean, the idea everything you guys are talking about is based on a system that was designed by Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels. That's based on timing. Bruce Arians
you know what I'm looking at?
Huh?
I'm looking at Bruce Arians' system, and
describe it. Describe the system.
His system is a fling, chuck, and go. Just chuck it. Like, he literally just chuck it. That's why Jameis Winston had so many interceptions. And
Right.
I believe Tom Brady's interception count is going to go up to
a lot.
But just like Jameis's interception to touchdown, it's going to be exciting. I've always, if you go back and you looked at anything, I've always been a Jameis Winston fan. Way before people knew about Jameis Winston, I was a fan of Jameis Winston for a myriad of reasons. But once he got married to Bruce Arians, I was like, okay, this is going to be exciting. And one of the reasons why I knew it was going to be exciting is because I knew he was going to get a chance to demonstrate what type of arm he has. With the Bruce Arians system, there's ups and high ups, but then there are the lows.
Right.
And the lows are just as low as the highs.
Right. And see what's going to happen? When those lows come, the media is going to turn on Tom Brady because they're not smart enough to say, and I'm just being blunt, because I've seen this. I'm 57, I'll be 58 this year. I've seen enough after so many years, particularly in the social media age. A lot of people who cover the NFL don't understand football. And what I begged for, I just said, you know what? Just somebody, I don't care what, some team, just have a chalk talk and put the reporters up there and make them design their own plays so that you can see how much of the game they really understand. And then put them up against the coaches and let the coaches critique it, okay? Because they're just fans watching. They come up with this ridiculous stuff. And after a while, if you're really interested in the techniques of the game, you get annoyed. I'm major league annoyed, okay? I'm tired of this crap. The bottom line is, and Arian said it himself, and anybody watching the Arians plays, and all you got to do is type Bruce Arians playbook on Google, click on images, you can see images of plays and how they're designed and look at them. And the option. Arians has his receivers, his split ends and flankers running options where you turn either out or an in. Now, on 2 occasions, in particular, the pick 6 against the Niners to start the season, the receiver turned in and Winston threw out, and it was a pick 6, and they blamed Winston. Arians himself said he ran the wrong way. Well, guess what? If it had been a static offense where the receiver fakes, to get distance against the DB, right, and then get open, it's a completion. But then you work on the timing for that. When Carson Palmer was in Arians' offense his first year, he threw 22 interceptions. 22. But then, what the song was with him was, oh, you know what? Give Carson Palmer another year. Even Carson Palmer said about Jameis Winston, give him another year like I had. And he didn't do that. So all of a sudden you bring in Tom Brady, and Tom Brady's supposed to wave some magic pixie dust and clear out these age-old problems that go back to 2007 in Bruce Arians' system? No, that's not happening. And it's crazy to think that it's going to happen. It's a disrespect to the Perkins-Gerhardt system that the Patriots run in the way that they've evolved it over the years. It's a disrespect to the people who evolved it. And as I say, in this freaking society that loves to just post things on Mark Zuckerberg's site and write insults about people rather than thinking about what it is they're writing about, I say this. People don't understand how the Patriots evolved to where it is or why, because they don't read. And it's all over the internet. And it proves how illiterate the society is. And I'm tired of it. Okay? There's nothing wrong with learning about this stuff. And it's fun. You have Coach Matt, this guy named Coach Matt, has these great YouTube videos, all these great YouTube videos around systems and everything going around right here at YouTube. There is no excuse for people mailing it in and just saying stuff. But people just say stuff. And it's like, they're predicting. Knock it off, folks. I'm talking to you out there in the world. Use your brain. The reason why we're in this situation is because a lot of people don't. Enough of me.
So having said that, I have a question for you, Zennie.
Yes, sir.
What's the likelihood you think, or even Donald for that matter, is Bruce, their coach, starts retreading some of the old schemes that the Patriots did, or are they going to encourage him to kind of use the same schemes or the same system Josh Daniels has provided for Brady? Theoretically, question. With that question, yeah.
No, here's why it's a good question. You know why? Because on Howard Stern's show, Brady said that he's coming in to learn Arian's system. There you go.
Zero chance. Zero. I know a few people in the NFL. I know Zennie knows way more than I do. But the people that I know in the NFL, the one thing, especially the coaches, ego. These guys have like serious egos, and they're just gonna go down swinging. And here's a guy I want to bring up to demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about. Chip Kelly came to the NFL. He was doing amazing in Oregon. But once he came to the Eagles and, they told him, okay, look, you'll probably get a year and a half of, blasting NFL teams, tiring them out. But then once these NFL defensive coaches catch up to you, you're gonna have to find something new. And Chip Kelly, he lasted what 2 years in the NFL,
Yep.
if that, because he couldn't let the ego go. He could not let the ego go and switch up to an NFL type offense.
He didn't have the sense of let go of his defensive coordinator, Billy Davis. He was awful. That was his Achilles heel. By the way, I just want to read some of the comments before we get too far. Working backwards at 2:09 in the morning. Wow. The Phenom says Bruce Arians is overrated. Aaron C says I would laugh so hard if it were a Bucs Pats Super Bowl. And then Phenom says the majority of the media are just annoying fanboys. I agree. Roland Dub says Bucs need to improve their running game. Tom will make sure of that. And then Roland Dub says Tom's wife makes way more money than Tom. He didn't leave for the Bucs. Roland Dub's question: if he didn't leave for the money, then why would he ask for $30 million? Nobody else. Look, no one else wanted. And the talk around the combine was that Tom wants to know who's going to show him the love. No one wanted to show him $30 million of love, except one team. Okay, so he wasn't going to go walk anywhere. He clearly wanted to get a lot of money. He wanted to get what he felt his market value truly was, which was $30 million a year. He wanted to do that before he left the game. That was so it wasn't money. Let's not kid ourselves here. If it wasn't about the money, he could have walked over to the Raiders. The Raiders would have coughed up $20 million for him. But 30?
Yeah, they didn't want to pay the 30. That's why he.
Nobody does except the Bucs.
Which was crazy.
Yeah. So who wins, Tom? The Bucs stand look like the only reason the Buccaneers are winning is because of franchise value in terms of jersey sales. But having said that, all right, well, even in this coronavirus ruled society, hey, look, why don't we go for like another 8 minutes and then we'll call it a night? How's that?
That'll whatever you got to do.
Is that cool, Joseph?
Yeah, I can hang in for another 8 minutes.
Yeah, because then I'll put us at the 30 minute mark and we'll have a good thing to put in the can, as they say. All right. Aaron.
No, so another good topic we could talk about real quick, because I know you're good with looking up things. What is the amount of sales the Buccaneers have sold since Brady has signed with the Buccaneers?
They moved to number one in jersey sales. I didn't see the headline reporting that, but I haven't seen the exact dollar report in that. But they moved to number one,
and that justifies the comments that you made. They did it for jersey sales and for the hype and for the market value of Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers. Now, I suspect the same thing's going to happen once Gronkowski's jerseys are made.
Oh yeah, they're
going to be flooded to buy Gronk jerseys.
Yeah, it's like the Raiders and Antonio Brown. If the Raiders had not screwed that up, and I know everybody has different opinions, but whatever. Arguably, his jersey sales would have been number one if he had lasted the year with the Raiders. Even because he was starting out from number one,
Mm-hmm.
You got people right now somewhere around who have Antonio Brown jerseys that are 84 that are worth a lot of money.
For some reason, I knew that Antonio Brown would never play a game in an Oakland Raider uniform. I just knew it.
How?
I can't explain it. I just knew
it's instinct.
Something from the whole thing just said something's not right here. Something is not right.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing smelled good. And I was going to the camps a lot, and not seeing him, and then the way he would be when he was in camp, I was like, I don't think he's gonna play a down, not one.
Oh, Donald, I want to thank you for your videos.
I was like, I don't think he's gonna play one single down, period. But now, wait. I'm sorry, Ricardo. I hate to pivot, and I'm going to pivot to something because I want to say this before. I wanted to say this on the record before the draft. I don't think the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals will make it to his second year.
You mean third year? Because this is his
Yeah,
second year.
his third year. His third year. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It's over.
I agree.
After this, it's over.
I agree.
Done deal.
Yeah, because he's going to put Burrow in, and then he's going to put Burrow into that awful system he's got. I mean, the problem is with that system is, first of all, now people are used to it. It's the Rams system, but also he plays a lot of tight formations, and he doesn't understand how to use space in football. So Joe Burrow is going to a system that is completely different from his LSU one. It's going to be a long year.
It's definitely going to be a long year.
Thoughts, Joseph?
No, well, I was going to pivot back to what Donald initially, what we're talking about with Antonio Brown. I would agree with Donald that I knew something watching the HBO specials with the them being highlighted on the Hard Knocks, even though he wasn't featured the times that he has, and knowing about the issues he did have during training camp, I knew something was going to happen. I didn't suspect that he would never play it down, but something in back of my mind kept telling me, this is not going to end up the way the Raiders wanted it to end up, and unfortunately, it did. I didn't come with preconceived notions like many people did. I was hoping for the best, but instinctively, I knew something was going to happen, and it turned out the way it did. I was shocked that he didn't even play one game with the Raiders. That I was thrown off by, but it wasn't surprising.
No, I was very disappointed for the Raiders because I wasn't into predicting whether or not he was going to stick around. I wanted to see, how do I say this? I don't like predicting. I like to just look at how things unfold and understand why we got from A to B. And what I saw was the Raiders clearly understood they had a media star in Antonio Brown. They, with HBO, made him the star of Hard Knocks. But what they didn't think about is how he would react to changes in the league that directly affected him with his helmet, and how this man who's social media savvy would take what somebody who wasn't, Mike Mayock, and put that out for public view for all to consume. And Mayock should have expected that. That was Mayock's fault, all right, for handling it the way he did. If he has an issue with a player, rather than sending him a note that he can take and put on Instagram, what he should have done is called him or had a face-to-face, or if he didn't want to be one-on-one with him, at least get him with Gruden and have a group and talk to the man with respect. But what Mayock doesn't understand is what sometimes gets, I hate to use this analogy, but it fits. It gets Caucasian police chiefs in Oakland in trouble because they don't understand how to talk with folks that look like me who are from, as they say, the hood, okay? And that's Mike Mayock's problem. I mean, Mike Mayock is, trying to prove that he's hip with Max Crosby and talking about rapping all this on HBO. I thought that was embarrassing. And my point is, don't try to be something you're not, but try to understand the people who are the employees of the organization you work with and treat them differently. By contrast, Mayock says, I don't want to treat him with any special kid gloves. Well, wait a minute. Paying somebody $30 million a year is treating him with special kid gloves, okay? You can't turn it on and off when you want to. And that's what he was trying to do. And it was wrong. Now, someone says, Antonio has this problem or that problem. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that a person exacerbates those problems. It didn't, in my view, make the Raiders look good. It made them look very bad. Because look, Antonio came away, he went to the Patriots, and for one brief shining moment, he really made the Raiders look bad. Okay? He really did. The only thing that got him into trouble was that Antonio didn't know to keep his, away from people and he felt like he had to control. And this goes back to that whole problem that we've talked about, where I don't know what you guys think, I'd like to know. I think that being hit on the head by Vontaze Burfict, I really think it screwed him up.
Well, absolutely. I think you have a valid point there. I think when you look at that hit he took and some of the actions he was, or even listening to interviews prior to that hit and subsequently after that, there was some kind of switch that went off. And there's something that he may not even...
Hey, Aaron, you wrote something about Antonio Brown I thought was really inappropriate. And if I'd been in a bad mood, I'd have booted you on that basis. I'll tell you why. You don't want people calling you names. Don't call them names. Okay? It's wrong. And when I'm really sick and tired, Aaron C., I'm not going to read what he wrote about Antonio. Okay. I don't like that reference. Okay? It's unintelligent. It's baseless. It's something you learn, seeing other people refer to him that way. You don't know the man. All right? So don't do that. I'm just saying, I'm not going to take any action, but I'm saying that I want everybody in this society to rise to a higher standard. I'm sick of this. You want to be called names? Of course you don't. You don't call people names. I don't care if you don't know them or not. It's wrong.
Tonight we are putting a real Christmas tree in the living room, which is a big family.
Okay, so so what I was going to finish saying was absolutely something happened in that, and that kind of circles back to the original article I did for you, Zennie, when I interviewed the makers of the football helmet,
which is outstanding. I thought it was outstanding.
Now and to this day, I'm surprised I got so far as I did, because it was just hard work and not taking no for an answer. I kept pushing the buttons. But one executive told me, it pointed out in the article, is that why wouldn't you want a helmet that's going to protect you more than the previous helmet that he was wearing? And my point was not to argue he should have his old helmet, but evidently the helmet that he did use when he got hurt was equivalent to a high school kid's helmet. In other words, that protection wasn't there. And so going back to what I said was, when you see interviews or him interacting with people prior to him getting hit in the head, there is a difference. And there's a disconnect somewhere in the cerebral area, I think, that he may not even realize went on. Yeah, and so I do see a difference.
I think that's unfair, because if you're putting on a helmet, that's part of your working conditions. All right? And when I say working conditions, I'm not talking about the safety issue. I'm talking about the field issue. And what he was saying was that the other one would jiggle around. And if you're playing for as long as he has, and you performed at a high level, and you've done it with the kind of helmet that he's talking about, then what the Raiders should have done, or anybody, is say, hey, look, we will specially design an upgraded helmet for you, to your specifications, the way you like, exactly as it fits. And it would have done two things. It would have helped him, but it would have made him feel special. Okay? Because there's this whole thing about, and this is how I'm looking at it. It's like, okay, he's a special black guy, so you're going to pay him, but then you want him to dance. And that's the whole thing the Raiders seem to put out. It's like, we're paying you to dance, as opposed to we're paying you because we have respect for you as a man. All right? And the simple fact that this society refer to Antonio Brown the way that they do, to me, is demonstrative of a kind of element that we need to remove from our society if we're completely to advance. It was wrong to do that to him.
And a question that I had asked and I couldn't get an answer to was, why not retrofit his existing helmet with the same materials in terms of the safety within that structure of the helmet?
Yeah, that's it.
And I just didn't get an answer.
I'm on the East Coast, and it's almost 2:30, so out of respect for, I should shove off.
Okay. Well, we'll pick it up tomorrow then.
Well, I'm saying, no, you don't have to leave because of me.
Well, I had only 5 minutes I was going to stay on because I had some personal things to take care of. So
I gotta go now. Why don't you guys close out the show? How's that?
Okay. Well, I'll leave it up to Donald. I'll have him the last say.
All right. Well, you guys talk. I'll see you. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. All right. See ya.
I was just gonna say, Antonio Brown, he got an easy out, but one thing with easy out, a lot of times it's hard getting back in, and he's seeing that now. You know, it's going to be real hard for him to get back in the NFL. Whether people were out there calling him names unjustly or justly, that's something he's going to have to fight. He's going to have to find a way to turn that those stereotypes and that image around. So, you know, good luck to that brother. There's I'm a Raider fan. I'm always be a Raider fan, and he ain't a Raider no more. To me, he never, unless you played a down, I can't even officially recognize him as a team member of the Raiders. So good luck to him. You know, he just played his cards wrong. Period.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think we'll stop there. But what I would say, and unless you have any concluding thoughts, Donald.
No, nothing else I want to add. I can't wait for this draft party.
Yeah. Okay. What I would encourage the viewers to do is to like and subscribe so that our next video, which will probably be tomorrow, our next broadcast, you can get alerts and find out what we're going to do tomorrow. I think Zennie has something planned. So don't forget to like, subscribe so you get alerts on when we're going live. And I guess for everybody out there, I appreciate you staying up with us. And good night, Donald, and good night to everybody out there.
All right, Jessica, good night.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.